Will Trump make it more difficult to get TDIU? Without a vocational expert evaluation, your chances of getting approved for TDIU are significantly lower because your evidence doesn't address work issues and unemployability issues. TDIU is about unemployability. It's not a VA disability rating for functional limitation. Your current service providers cannot give an opinion on employability, only a vocational expert can. It's basically a catch-22 issue. Your medical and psychological records and providers cannot remark on employability, but TDIU only focuses on employability. Only a vocational expert can use your medical and psychological records to assess employability. You may have heard of DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency. DOGE has been very verbal online about demands and changes and has basically said it can make massive changes inside of 6 months, and its goal is to delete itself in July 2025. Many SSA and VA employees are worried about job cuts, and this is why you should be getting your application in before January 20th. It's no secret that the Trump administration believes in employment and not government assistance that would limit a person's independence. The Trump administration will require employers to make more American Disabilities Act job accommodations. A job accommodation is something that will allow a disabled person to do tasks and or jobs that they cannot do independently, but with the job accommodation they can work. The Trump administration will make it easier and provide financial incentives to employers to hire veterans, especially disabled veterans. This should result in the Trump administration actually increasing job opportunities for veterans. The Social Security Administration has discussed moving away from the 40-hour a week, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week standard for SSA disability. The Trump administration will most likely move toward this direction because for over 20 years, employers and employees have been moving away from this standard. The Obama administration made 30 hours full-time standard, but SSA has discussed moving to that standard for years with no current progress in that direction made. If the measurement is no longer 40 hours a week, it will mean more disability denials. If the Social Security Administration moves in this direction, the VA will most likely make it their standard as well. You may have also heard that DOGE is going to request government employees come into the office to work. However, this is for government employees, not the private sector. Social Security Administration Occupational Requirement Survey data has been measuring telework for several years now. Working from home allows a worker to pause work, take extra breaks, and other things that they cannot do at an office. This allows more people to be employable. If this standard is brought into the disability adjudication system, more denials will be made due to increased job opportunities. To make it simple, the Trump administration will increase job opportunities, which means it will make it harder for all disability adjudication awards. The Trump administration will push for greater job accommodations, job carving, and flexible work schedules, and most likely move away from the 40-hour workweek standards. All of these factors will make it harder for veterans to get TDIU because the employment standards will be lowered. It's not just veterans, but all disabled individuals will be given greater opportunities to be employable. And employable means that SSA disability, workers' comp, long-term disability, and TDIU will be more difficult to obtain. Like anything in life, it's better to get started today and not next week. Disability will only get harder to get. If there are more jobs and job openings, it will mean less disability awards. If it's easier to get a job and do a job via job accommodations, teleworking, job carving, flex scheduling, etc., it will mean less disability awards. If the work week standard is moved to 30 hours a week from 40 hours, then more people will be able to meet that demand medically and psychologically, so it means less disability awards. The Trump administration could drastically change the occupational job market, and these changes will make it easier to get a job and to do a job. Disability programs will take this into account and award less disability. The Trump administration believes in employment and for individuals to be productive and active. The Trump administration is well aware of multiple studies over several decades that show just being employed makes an individual more mentally and physically healthy. The new economy that the Trump administration will create will decrease disability awards. In addition, the new health measures that they will bring will also decrease disability issues. In short, if you know your service-connected disability makes you unemployable, it's better to get it now before the changes come into play. Many veterans need a vocational evaluation to get TDIU because their medical records and providers cannot address employability issues. Only a vocational expert can. A vocational expert should ensure the veteran has the right information in their medical and psychological records and conduct new testing if needed to add evidence to the file. In simple terms, a vocational evaluation for TDIU is about eliminating employability by eliminating unskilled jobs and sedentary jobs. A vocational evaluation uses a veteran's medical and psychological record to show how a veteran is unable to obtain and maintain employment. A vocational evaluation shows why and how you are unemployable. To get a TDIU vocational expert evaluation, step 1, email or text us at the contact information on your screen. Schedule a personal consultation about your TDIU application, VA service-connected disabilities, and how they affect you. Step 2, a vocational expert will complete a personal evaluation of your medical and other records and take an in-depth look at your mental health and physical limitations. Step 3, a vocational expert will determine if additional psychological or other testing is needed.